as you can see, I'm in a different location. It's beautiful outside. This is more of a laid-back video, so I figured why not just record it outside on my porch. I apologize if you guys hear nature sounds, but maybe it's relaxing. I don't know. But yeah, it's months wrapping up, and I figured let me show you guys the haul. Just see if that's what people want to see. This is sort of like my my sketchbook tour, just testing the waters with different kinds of content, more laid back stuff. This is my October comic book haul. There's some non-comic book things. I'll start with those and then, move into my pull box and my back issues and stuff. But I went to a thrift store yesterday. They had this like behind the counter. I peeled off this sticker so I didn't dox myself. I was like, oh, word, it's the Hush Batman. I've been wanting this for a while. I don't really have a good standard Batman figure. I thought it was sealed. It's not, which isn't a big deal, but there are some few interesting things about it. So first of all, you can see it's still in the box, which, I when I was a kid, I would put my figures back in the box. Like, is that the side with the hands? No. Sorry, there's a glare. But if you know anything about McFarlane figures, they come with extra hands. This one did not. The tape, you can't see it in it, but the tape is still over the hands. I'll try to overlay some pictures. It didn't come with any batarangs, but the plastic, twist ties are still in it. So I don't know what this is about. This was really strange. But I have extra hands I have, a Rebirth Batman. I think that's the one. It has the yellow, outline on it. And I love the Hush design. I prefer, a gray and black Batman. I like blue, but I don't think that translates well to figures. And as much as I think Jim Lee is overrated, the figure's sick. Say what you want about McFarlane, but it's a dope figure, and we don't really have much choices for DC stuff. The next thing, it's, kind of comic-y, but then it's the last thing before floppies, but I got the DC Compact Kingdom Come. I've heard a lot about the compact stuff, and I've been wanting to read Kingdom Come, so I was like, fuck it, let me try it. And it's fantastic. I finished it in 2 days. Unfortunately, because it is so cheap, I don't know if it translates well, but the printing quality isn't the best. The paper is matte. It feels like notebook paper. Yeah, the colors are really desaturated, so it doesn't do Alex Ross justice, but it's good enough. And for $10, you can't really beat it. I've heard some of these you shouldn't get because they don't translate well to the smaller printing, like the Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison, because that doesn't use traditional word bubbles. It's just hard to read. I don't know for sure. This is my first DC Compact, but so I enjoyed it. Like I said, for $10, can't really beat it. And it doesn't really matter if you destroy it. I like to read at work, so it's it's sick. And then we'll get into the floppies. I'll start with my pull box and newer comics, and then I'll focus on back issues. But first up, we got DCKO number 1. I'm a DC guy, if you couldn't tell. I think all of my pull box is DC. Yeah, this was sick. It's super comic booky in terms of the writing, and I'm gonna try not to spoil stuff, but yeah, and I really appreciated that. I feel like comics not recently, but within the past couple of decades have tried too hard to be realistic, and it's it's a fucking fantasy story. It boils down to it. So it's you can get goofy with it. Things cannot make sense, but if you're able to suspend your disbelief, it's have fun with it. And I really enjoyed it. I like how it seems like they're setting up the Absolute universe in this being integrated into the main, which I think is a little too early. I would have liked that Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman and stuff to meet, and kind of form a relationship first before they get integrated. But this is a monthly series, and it doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon, so maybe that will happen. But first issue, liked it, very goofy. Next, we have Absolute Evil. I've not read this yet, unfortunately, because I want to get caught up on every Absolute series, which I almost am. Earlier this year, I had to move, and so I just fell behind with so many comic book series. But yeah, it's cool. I've skimmed through it some. I think this is the first appearance of like first full appearance of Absolute Joker. I could be, because I know he's in the last page of the first issue of Absolute Batman, but I think he actually like does stuff in this. Could be wrong. I don't know. Hold on, that's a back issue. My pile is in the wrong order. We have Absolute Superman 12. They're just knocking it out of the park with all the Absolute stuff. I'm sure you guys know that. I think the art in the Absolute series isn't blowing me, or in the Absolute Superman isn't blowing me away like I wish it would be, but still sick. I want to do a video talking more in depth about the Absolute stuff, but what I love about Absolute Superman, so Superman started off as like the reflection of the world. You know, it's like America was very positive and truth, justice, and the American way and stuff like that. But, you know, with recent years and, you know, the world's on fire and stuff, the Absolute Superman is a reflection of that, like a bunch of young people being upset at, you know, the government's taking natural resources and going in wars they don't belong in and stuff like that. This isn't a political video. I don't consider myself a political guy, but it's a great dichotomy. Next up, we got the Absolute Batman 13, the gooning. Oh, bug just flew. Oh, get out of here, bug. Get out of here, bug. Get off of me, motherfucker. It, like, won't fly away. I hit it a bunch of times, but it would not fly away. Absolute Batman 13. You know, Gooner cover. That stink bug smells like flowers for some reason. Am I having a stroke? But yeah, Absolute Batman's been sick. I don't know if it's the best written Absolute series so far. I'd have to give that to Wonder Woman. But because I'm a Batman dude through and through, he's my dude. It's my favorite. We got Absolute Green Lantern. Haven't started on this. The series at all. I've been wanting to, but I kind of held back on it because, when issue 2 or 3 came out of Absolute Martian Manhunter, I read both of those, and then I just wanted so much more, and so I'm kind of waiting for, you know, these, not trade waiting, but I guess the equivalent of it with floppies. And same with all the other Absolute stuff, is that I was reading them as they were coming out, and I just wanted so much more, so I was waiting. I think I'm going to crack into this tonight. Yeah, I also don't really know much about Green Lantern outside of, you know, this is the only Green Lantern comics I own, so I'm excited to learn about someone that is completely not Green Lantern. So this one here is Absolute Wonder Woman 12, just knocking it out of the park. Everyone I've talked to who's like vaguely interested in comics, I'm like, you gotta check this out. It's just kick-ass. A very specific thing, but I like how she looks Greek. Kind of looks like she was skipping shoulder day on this cover, but she looks Greek, you know? I feel like Wonder Woman, since the TV show with Linda Carter, everyone has wanted to draw her looking like Linda Carter, which is, you know, fair, but, you know, she's from the Amazon. She's literally from Greek mythology, which Linda Carter doesn't really look like. And I got 2 more from the pull box. Transformers, the beginning of Kirkman's run, I think. I mean, his name's up there, but I know he's the head of Skybound. But yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson on this knocked it out of the park. One of the best comic series I've ever read. I'm also a huge Transformers dork, but even outside of that, it's like because it shares so many of the G1 themes and it uses all of the G1 designs and stuff, it's like if they matured G1 along with the people that watched it. You know, I watched it when I was a kid, but I'm not, you know, 40 years old or whatever. I didn't watch it as it was coming out. My first stepdad put me on to G1. And yeah, it's just sick. It deals with humanity in a very interesting way. It's in beautiful art. I forget who did the art on the inside of that. Unfortunately, I know Daniel Warren Johnson did the covers, but yeah, it's just sick all around, and I'm really excited to jump into this new era. I've been putting everyone onto it, trying to, and no one's listened so far. Absolute Flash, number 8. Sick fucking cover. Like, all of these, the Flash covers in particular, have just been so sick. I don't know much about Flash. I liked him in the Justice League show. And again, this is another one that I haven't finished or even started because, you know, like before I said, I wanted to, you know, kind of hoard them and then read them all one night, which is what I did with Wonder Woman. And it was a lot of fun. But next we have some back issues, only a few left. We have Absolute Wonder Woman number 8. So, like I said earlier, I was in the middle of a move. I had a pull box where I moved at, And I had a friend, like whenever they would come visit, would bring, and then I transitioned to a pull box somewhere closer to me that just ships it. And in that time, I wasn't able to get Absolute Wonder Woman number 8, so that kind of halted my reading. But I just recently picked this up for retail, and same story with Absolute Martian Manhunter, which has just been like so fantastic. What makes me so happy about the Absolute Universe is that so many people clowned on the designs when they first dropped. Everyone was making fun of Absolute Batman, for being fucking 6'9" or whatever. For being 6'7", and people were clowning on Absolute Martian Manhunter because he looks like handsome Squidward, but it's just been so sick. Like, the colors in this are beautiful. The first issue does like some of the most interesting things I've ever seen in comics, and it's like synesthesia, which is like you never see represented or shown in anything, and it's just so sick. I think they're on issue 6 now, which I have read. I have read up to the most recent issue, and it's just so fucking dope. It's just so sick. Like, just looking up stuff about it, the reception and stuff like that, and so, it's labeled a psychological thriller, which I never got that vibe, but maybe later it gets scary. I don't know. And then we have 3 older back issues. First off, we have Milk and Cheese, latest thing. I'm a big Evan Dorkin fan, funniest dude in comics. Anytime I find Milk and Cheese, I try to pick up at least one issue. It's just funny. It's goofy, something to turn your brain off and kind of laugh at. If you haven't read Milk and Cheese, go do so. Next, we have Marvel Comics Presents. What is this, 118? Yeah, so I'm a huge Sam Keith fan. Like, a big fucking Sam Keith fan. One of the first comics I ever got was the Max #1. I'm trying to collect all of the Marvel Comics Presents stuff that he did. I have a lot of them. I have most of them. And when I lived at my previous spot where I had my first pull box, they post like their new comics and stuff on Instagram, and I saw this and I was like, oh, word, and I drove there as soon as I saw it and someone picked it up. So I was really happy to finally get this. Probably my second favorite Wolverine artist behind, Barry Windsor Smith. You can't really beat him, unfortunately. And then, kicking it or finishing off with the GOAT himself, Ted McKeever, the super annotated man. This is like one of the few McKeever stuff that I haven't read. People who, are fans of the channel, which I don't know if there's many. No, I love Ted McKeever. I'm pretty sure for like the later run of his, like the later series he did, he like used himself as a reference, because this looks a lot like him. I didn't realize it's like magazine size. So like this is a regular, or this is it, and then this is it next to a regular comic. It's like an inch wider. Beautiful art, just the GOAT right here. I didn't really think of a way to end this. If you liked it, appreciate you checking it out. If you have any, what would you get this month? If you guys want more of these, I'll start doing monthly stuff. I don't pick up a lot of comics outside of my pull box, so I'm not sure how interesting those will be. But if I have anything interesting to talk about, I'll try to make a video. If you made it this far, thanks, like, subscribe, all that nonsense. Peace out.